How we doing, guys? I got a Caterpillar engine here. This thing has 2.2 million miles on it. A question that I get asked all the time is, how do we know when it needs to be an out of frame versus an in frame? And I'm going to go over some of those reasons and use this bad boy here to do it, because this one has to come out of the truck, and that is because she's just so wore the fuck out. 2.2 million miles. Let's see how wore out she is. Okay, so first of all, most of the time, the reasons you would want to do an out of frame usually have to do with the crank. If the crank is messed up, then you have to take it out of the truck to put a new crank in it. There's no way around it. So that could be your main reason. Other reasons that might be considerations is if we have really leaky rear structure or front structure or something of that nature. Those are some of the other causes of why you would want to take it out of the truck. But this one had to come out of the truck because it was just simply wore the fuck out. You can see that all of our pass-throughs on our water grommets here are completely gone. We have 30 thousandths is how deep some of these are, just absolutely corroded and gone. You can see up here on the upper deck, we're gonna have to redo this up here, put a sleeve in the top. We'll put a cast iron sleeve up here, because all of these are completely fretted out from getting pounded over the years. And you can see the fracturing going on here is pretty intense. So we will cut all this out, put new sleeves in the top. The lowers, surprisingly, are in excellent shape. There's almost no cavitational erosion, which is signs of somebody really caring about this engine, always running quality coolant in it and staying up on their additives and all that, which is really surprising for a truck of this age and mileage to see so little cavitational erosion. So good on this guy, but you can tell she's just wore the fuck out. So this one's got to come out of the truck just to get a new deck on it. We're actually also going to do the coolant diverters as well. We will drill all these out, put what looks like a washer in there, then we'll deck it and get our sleeves in there as well. So that would be a reason to take it out of the truck. Other reasons, again, broken crank, ruined crank. You really don't want to take, you don't need to take them out for front and rear main seals necessarily. The rear main seal is kind of a big deal. You got to remove the transmission, maybe remove a step or a fuel tank, whatever. Get the transmission out of the way, get this rear assembly off so you can do the rear main seal. The front main seal obviously is much simpler. Get the fan out of the way. You don't even have to remove the cooling package on a lot of these trucks. Like this one, you wouldn't have to remove the cooling package. It is easier to install with the cooling package out of the way, but it's not a necessity. So really, if you don't have something wrong with the crank or something seriously going on up here where it needs to go to a machine shop or something like that, or it needs a new crank, leave them in the truck. It's astronomically cheaper to keep them in the truck for sure. But kudos on this engine, man. 2.2 million miles. We're going to go back together. Everything else is in pretty good shape. You can see the bearings were just completely done though. And just so you know, it does not have 2.2 million miles on that build. It has just a hair under 1 million miles on the build that's currently in it. It went 1.2 on the first build. So it's been overhauled and went another 1 million miles. We'll see if we can't give her another 1 million. She's going to be like new when we go back together with her. So you guys will have to follow along on that one. Have a good one, guys.